We're going to discuss Chapter 6, Discussion Forum 1, 5 Steps in Process Costing. And we're going to go over the first 2 steps, which is summarize physical units, and step 2, compute equivalent units of production. And so the problem that we have in the discussion is you're closing the books for the month of July, you're reconciling the work in process account. So the task here is to do the first 2 steps. So what I'm looking for is a setup, a schedule, and calculating the equivalent units. So in the problem, we have a work in process account set up for us with a beginning WIP of 1,000, and we have a unit started of 9,000, and our ending WIP inventory is 800 units. So obviously we need a credit on our WIP side. So it's 9,200 units completed. And this number essentially is going to go into our finished goods inventory account as a debit. That number also represents the cost of goods manufactured in a schedule of cost of goods manufactured schedule. So going forward, we have our WIP account, and so what I was looking for is for you to come up with this number here, the 9,200, as a step. So that was kind of not a given. And then we are told that our conversion costs are 40% for beginning WIP and 50% for ending WIP, and that materials are 100% equivalent. Normally in most problems, if they don't tell you what materials are, you want to assume that it's always 100%. So we start off our schedule of step 1, which is summarize physical units. And we do that with our beginning WIP inventory of 1,000 units. Our units started or transferred in equals 9,000 units. So our units accounted for, as we call it, equals 10,000 units. Then, essentially, we're going to do our ending WIP inventory of 800, and our units completed of 9,200 to get to 10,000 as accounted for. Therefore, both have to add up to 10,000. So if you don't have 10,000 for both sections of beginning plus started equals 10,000 and ending plus completed equals 10,000. If you don't have the same 10,000 for each section, you're not going to get the problem right. So that's step 1, is they have to equal. And then the next step, summarize the physical units. So we're going to move to step 2, which is compute the equivalent units. And I have it set up for you where you just have to plop in the numbers, so the schedule's right there. And so we have ending WIP. I'm going to abbreviate to make room. And we have units started And then we have total equivalent units. And then we have, I'm sorry, that is a typo there. We want beginning WIP here. And then we have ending WIP plus completed. We have our direct materials and our conversion costs. So our beginning WIP is 1,000. Our units started is 9,000. Our ending WIP is 800, and our completed units is 9,200. Again, they have to equal. So we have 10,000 for accounted for and 10,000 accounted for. Let's take our completed units here, and we know that completed units are completed, therefore they're always 100%. So our equivalent units for direct materials for these 9,200 units is going to be 9,200 units. The conversion costs are 100%. It's completed, so that's 9,200. Our ending WIP for direct materials is 100% completed, so as a direct material equivalent units, it's 100 units. But we're told our ending WIP inventory for conversion costs is 50%. So this becomes 400. 400 units. And that adds up to 10,000. We add this up and it becomes, 9,600, not 10,000. And this becomes 10,000. On the upper portion here, our units started was 9,000. Direct materials is 1,000. So it equals 10,000. These two have to equal, and they do. We are told that our beginning WIP, and from a conversion standpoint, is 40%. So 40% of the 1,000 is 400. This number here has to equal the 9,600. Just like this equals that, this has to equal 9,600. So essentially we are plugging this number right here, and that number is going to be 9,200. So 9,200 plus the 400 will get us to 9,600, and it should equal. And that's how you set it up. It's not the nicest picture on the board. I sent a spreadsheet, which is a much better visual. So that's a summary of our discussion, and look forward to doing the homework. Thanks.